Hello guys, it's me Gleff back again, and I hope you had a very nice day dying on all your characters for the first day of the Realm rework on open beta. Well, I had a good time, but unfortunately I didn't get a single white bag, but in this video we will take a look on all, I think 10 of them, except for the sword, which is like the cannon. All this footage was done on the testing server, and I asked Deca this morning and they said everything was final, and currently the poison is not working fully, but the seal is working, and I heard some rumors that it wasn't. But let's take a deeper look on these white bags, so subscribe and like the video if you liked it, and let's jump straight into it. First off, we have the Tental Staff. I do not know the drop locations for these white bags, but it's from the new biome, and some are dropping from all the biome bosses, and some are specifically dropped at some event bosses. But the Tental Staff, the damage is 85 to 110, and it shoots 5 bullets. And looking on the footage here of me trying it in the guild hall with the DPS test, well, you can see that it's quite impossible to hit all 5 bullets at the same time. Looking at this staff, I would say it's kinda perfect for the new Realm rework. There's a lot of enemies and you will do quite a lot of damage. But looking at a single target, well, the superior is superior to this staff. The bullets are very wide, and it looks like there's a trend on the new UT staffs it's either the bullets are much closer to each other or that they are very spread apart, like the Tental Staff. But I would rate this pretty good of clearing in the realm and doing a large group of enemies, and there won't be a single problem with you not hitting a single bullet. I want to say that I have a member function on this channel, and if you want to support me in some way, this is a great way to show that. You will get an icon beside your name and you will get some special perks. Check down the member function beside my channel button. Looking on the next item, we have the Pollen Incendiary. The description says, Arcane Nourishment. Consumes most of your available MP upon casting the poison. The greater the amount of MP consumed, the more potent the explosion. Pollen Fallout. Pollen lingers within 10 squares of ground zero, dealing 120 to 200 damage. And you can see the poison damage when I am maxed 8-8. The damage is 570 plus 120 damage, 850 plus 250 damage on impact within 10 squares. 2 seconds to throw and lasts 10 seconds. And on equip you will get plus 40 HP, minus 6 vitality, and minus 6 wisdom, and the basic MP cost is 120. The full circle of the poison is very wide, and you can see the big explosion that happens in the middle. And you can see me here try it out on the DPS test, and it was an average of 2700 damage, and you can see it consumes all of my MP. So I guess that the more MP you have, it will do more damage, but it will consume probably all of the MP you already have. Unfortunately, I did not try this at other enemies, and I think it could be better in groups of enemies rather than a single target, because the area is pretty large, so the chance of you hitting your enemy with the poison is quite big. The next item is the Bloodbath Blade. This is a katana that surely drops from one of the demon or hell area on the map. And it's quite weird, but I kinda like it, and you can do plenty of damage using this katana. The katana says, on shoot, sick on self when in combat. Gain an attack boost the lower your HP is. Shoots multiple bullets. Bullet 1, 150 to 170, range 4.9, rate of fire 140%. But the shots hit multiple targets, and the shots are boomeranging back to you. And on equip you will get minus 15 vitality. You can see me here in the guild hall, well, sitting on this dummy. Well, I did almost 24,000 damage, and compared to the Enforcer, which is a really good katana, that only made 21k damage. But this was me standing in the minion, and unfortunately, stupid enough, I did not take footage in shatters or a group of enemy in a dungeon, which could have explained this katana a little bit better. And I didn't have lower HP, and the katana says the lower HP you get, the more damage it does. So yeah, this is a different katana, and it's something new to the game, that the lower HP you get, the more damage you will do. But I would say that this katana has a good potential of being a really good katana, and it doesn't really matter if you're low on your katana class, because then you will obviously do more damage. Next up we have the Cavalry Lance, which is a shield. The damage is 400 to 500, and this shield will actually dash you forward. So the minimum dash distance is 1 tile, and the maximum dash distance is only 2.5 tiles. The trail damage is 400, and unfortunately, well, dashing is not working right now. So this might be one of these abilities that are not currently working fully, but I think in the future it will work. The shots is 6 on self, inspired for 5 seconds. Projectile speed multiplier 1.25, range 5.39, and the shot effect is stun for 3 seconds. On equip you'll get 10 defense and 6 attack, and the MP cost is 100. Well, the only footage I got is in shatters, and you can see that the dash function is not working, and I think it doesn't give me inspired because of that. And it would be nice to see that this item would work, but I think it has good potential, and inspired on a melee is quite important, and this means that your knight can be very much more overpowered, because right now it's one of the best classes in the game with sorcerer, and getting you to have inspired, well, I think that's pretty good. Next up we have the seal, and the seal I've heard very interesting facts about, and this is called Doom's Emblem, and it says sacrifice consumes 100 HP on ability use, and I've heard that you can actually die from using this seal when you have, for example, 80 HP and the ability takes 100 HP. So you gotta be sure that you're not in a close call situation and you have a lot of HP, but you will probably have a lot of HP as a melee and as a paladin, so this probably won't be a problem. Hellfire inflicts a poison within 6.5 squares, dealing 700 damage over 5 seconds. Enemies under the effect of the poison receive 15% more damage from you, scaling with dexterity. Damage boost is increased by 8.5 for every 10 dex above 50. Party effect within 6.5 squares, damaging for 5 seconds. On equip, 40 HP for dexterity and for vitality. This is kinda OP. I've heard that you can do massive amounts of damage with the inflicted poison, and enemies under the effect receive 15% more damage from you, scaling with dexterity. So the more dex you have, you will do more damage with this poison. So the damage boost is also increased with dexterity, so having equipped that gives you dexterity is to be recommended with this seal. And you can see me here in the guild hall. Well, I have a tier 0 sword, so this doesn't really help you, and I should have taken on equipment that had more dexterity boost. But you can see the poison that is being inflicted, and that it does 150 damage times 5. Next up, we got one of my favorite items. This is the Mace of the Pumpkin effigy. The damage is 70 to 200. Jump scare lures enemies in, attacks them within 6 tiles. Active lifetime 6 seconds, max lifetime 20 seconds. Range 0, so this will spawn on your summoner. The shots hit multiple targets, the shots will pass through obstacles, and they ignore defense of target. On equip you get 5 defense and 5 attack, and the MP cost is 96 because some reason. And you can see here in the footage in the shatters, well, this is a mace that is like the brain of the golem, but this one actually shoots. So on your summoner while hitting spacebar, the pumpkin Scarecrow will spawn and they will lure enemies to attack them instead. I think this is a very interesting item and can come in handy on some specific boss fights, and it's a better decoy, to be honest. This is so much better than the Brain of the Golem and gives Summoner some edge to Trickster sometimes. And while this is actually doing damage, I think that it has potential of maybe reworking the Trickster class as a whole. Because I think that the decoys maybe should do a little bit of damage. Because this is very useful in some situations. And that the fact that they can drag enemies to attack them instead and you staying behind, well, you can dodge a lot of bullets from using this mace. What do you think about this? Write a comment down below. Well, we have some UTs left, but what is coming to a close soon is the 8,000 gold giveaway and 4 battle pass giveaway. Check it out in the description after you've seen this video. The winners will be taken at the end of April. Next up, we have a UT cloak called Cloak of the Deep. Inhale. While holding down the ability key, drain 25 MP per second and become invisible. Exhale. While holding down the ability key, release a stream of bubbles while shooting, scaling to amount of MP left. Effect on self, invisible for 1 second. Shots hit multiple targets. They ignore defense of targets, rate of fire 0%. On equipped you get 50 MP, 5 defense, and the MP cost, well, it's 0, because the ability is used when you hold down your spacebar. Well, you can see me here in the guild hall. I didn't really understand this item in the beginning. I had quite a lot of a hurry when I recorded this footage, but I was not shooting while being invisible. So you can only see the bubbles when I let go of the spacebar, and they do not do a lot of damage. But, well, when shooting this, when being invisible, leaves a trail of bubbles. So I think that's where the damage is coming from. Well, Triton was very kind to send me footage of you shooting with the cloak. You can see the bullet shooting, and it's quite insane. There's a lot of bullets both behind you and in front of you. So yeah, I'm sure this can help your DPS a lot. So yeah, it kind of makes the cloak a little bit stronger, I guess. Here we have one of my favorite items also, and it's called Evolutionary Records. Well, we have 3 different abilities for this ability. The first one is called Sea Evolution, the second one is called Land Evolution, and the third one is called Sky Evolution. On equip you will get 50 MP and 50 HP, and the first one, well, let's take a look at it right now. The Sea Evolution party heals for 170 plus 70 HP, 2.5% less effectiveness per ally healed. You will get plus 15 wisdom and plus 15 vitality, minus 10 speed, minus 10 dexterity for 6 seconds. And this will turn your priest into a big crab and getting you the plus stats and minus stats also. The Land Evolution, well, you will turn into a powerful reptile for 6 seconds, gain 2 additional projectiles on shoot, which deal 90 to 110 damage, and the party heal, it's a little bit less, and you will get 15 attack and 15 defense, minus 10 wisdom, minus 100 HP for 6 seconds. And the last ability here is the Sky Evolution. You will turn into a powerful insect, and the transformation perks gain 2 additional projectiles on shoot, which deal 40 to 60 armor piercing damage. The party heal is the same as the Land Evolution, 135 plus 35, plus 15 dexterity, plus 15 speed, minus 10 vitality, minus 10 defense. And this is a really interesting item, having you to change your ability for different situations, and I can see some of them coming in useful. The Land Evolution, which gives you plus 15 attack and plus 15 defense, is quite heavy for a priest. You can do a lot of damage with plus 15 extra attack. And the Sea Evolution, not really for me. Minus speed and minus dexterity isn't my biggest favorite, but the transformation perks there are gain 2 additional projectiles on shoot, which deal 80 to 110 damage. So yeah, the middle one, Land Evolution, will have the best bullets that deals 90 to 110 damage, but the Sky Evolution will give you 40 to 60 damage armor piercing bullets. As I said before, what do you think of this? Comment down below. The next item is the Celestial Recurve, and this is a quite interesting bow that I think drops in the sprite biome. So you can see me here in the guild hall trying it out at the zero defense dummy. This bow, well, you gotta stand in a specific place to hit all the bullets, but when you do hit all the bullets, you can see that it did 13,000 damage, and compared to the Warmonger, I think that only made 11k. So it out damages the Warmonger on zero defense. 12k did the Warmonger. So this is quite a situational bow that needs you to be in a specific place to hit the apex point, or like the best point to hit all the bullets that comes from the side. And I'm not really sure how this will play out, but you can see the 2 normal bullets shooting from the bow itself, and then you have all those 4 like sprite bullets, I would call them, hitting from the side into the middle. So quite an interesting bow that can do some heavy damage. The next ability is Skull of the Restless Souls. So the ability 1, attack mode current, undead skeletons that last for 10 seconds and chases enemies. Ash and dust, undead skeletons heal 50 HP within 5 squares upon decaying. The skull does 330 plus 80 wisdom plus damage within 3.75 squares, steals 0 HP and ignores 30 defense. MP cost 100. And you can see me here trying the defense mode, and well, as a better scientific like trier, I could have done this much better. I think most of the bullets here in the shatters does pierce, and they seem to pierce through the skeletons themselves. But you can see the skeletons here taking damage when coming up to enemies that does not pierce through them. And well, I do not get hit of specifically them. Quite an interesting skull that offers both defensive and offensive abilities, and I like that. So you can choose between your own playstyle and situation what you need. Some situations you would like to have some protectors and making sure the bullets doesn't hit you. But yeah, some situations when there's only piercing bullets, well, I guess that's probably the better situation to have the attack mode in and doing some damage instead. Well, here's some footage of me trolling on the testing server. I got admin permissions so I could do some fun things. The second last item is the Adventure's Scarf, and this is the only ring that comes with this update. It says, Trusty Companion, on ability use, heal 75 HP, cooldown 15 seconds. On equip, 75 HP, 7 defense, 5 speed and 5 vitality. I think this ring is pretty strong, and making you heal 75 HP every 15 seconds on ability use is quite useful. Having the Water Silk Robe, for example, well, you will heal a lot of HP when you can. So this can be some help in some situations in Moonlight where you are petless, for example. But yeah, I think this ring is pretty nice, and I wonder where it drops from. The last item I got hold of, and that's not the sword, that is the spell called Runes of Knowledge. The damage is 150 to 170. Rune carvings. Conjure mysterious runes that deal 110 to 160 damage every 0.6 seconds to enemies within 7 squares, lasting 6 seconds. Spell 10 shots. Range 16, and the shots pass through obstacles. The shot effect is weak, so, well, now we have a weak ability for the wizards, making wizard, well, another good class in the game, I guess. On equip, you have 5 defense and 5 vitality. And you can see me here in the guild hall. Well, the spell itself did almost 15k damage on the dummy compared to Damaspell that only did roughly 9,000 damage. So this outdamages the Damaspell, which has a cap to it, but this new spell, you can actually spam it on the place. And you can see me here in the Lost Halls trolling with the admin stuff. Well, you can see the spell's bullets that goes out from it. And it's quite interesting, and I think this is one of the best items, that it both does weak on enemy and that it does massive amounts of damage, at least when the targets are stationary. And I mean, isn't this how the game is supposed to be? Weakening your enemies when having an admin staff and the gold ring. Well, I think we've reached peak RotMG gaming. But which item is your favorite? Comment down below. And unfortunately, I didn't get hold of the sword itself, the big cannon, but I hope to get it in game to have it in a future showcase video for all of you guys to see. Well, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more videos regarding the Realm update, and those will probably be posted soon. Have a nice evening, and catch me in the Realm and say hello to me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.